G'day folks, Sandy here from Aussie Homestead. So I thought I'd just talk about ways of keeping warm in winter. And you can buy these 12-volt electric blankets, and they plug just straight into the cigarette socket. And they draw about 45 watts, and they're controllable. They've usually got high, low, and medium, but this one only has high and low, so that would be 45 watts that it draws at high. That's just one way of keeping warm. These things are about 45 bucks at, this is actually a Kmart one. I think it's an Anko brand. But very, very good. I have a bad sore back, so in the winter I like to get a lot of heat into my back. And I use two different methods. I use the electric blanket or 12-volt blanket on the bed at night time, so I can just turn it on to get the heat into my back. But we discovered these little things. And these are a rechargeable heat pack, and they've got like the foam cushion on the back of them, and you can wear this. They've got like a strap that goes around your back, and you can put it on the sore part of your leg or sore part of your back. For me, it's my lower back, and they last about, these things run for about 45 minutes on a charge, and they just charge through your standard C-type 12-volt charger, just like the same ones you use for your phones, really. But when you switch it on, hold the power button on, it also has a vibration feature. Can you hear that? And you can vary the amount of vibration. So you not only get heat, if you turn the vibration off, then turn the heat on by pushing the other button, you can actually set, see that's set at 60 degrees. It probably won't show up on the phone. LEDs tend to flicker on phones and computers. That says 60 degrees. And you can control it down to 40 degrees. And I wear this under my coat and I'm directly on my back, because it's got like this, like a very soft velour type feature. You get these off of, I think, eBay and Temu. Just look up rechargeable heat packs. I think it was about $20. And lasts about 45 minutes. But for people with sore backs, or you need to get heat into, say you've got a sore leg, you can just sit it on your leg. And I can already feel that heat. I mean, that's already instantly heated up to 60 degrees. Now, that's two ways that you can sort of keep the heat into you in winter, because yesterday it reached -1 and everything froze. So electric blankets are one way. Now, let's talk about other alternative methods. Now, we also have a gas-powered, which is LPG, gas heater. And that has 2 little bars on it, or you can switch it over to 4 bars. 2 bars in our caravan is way more than enough. This thing pumps out a lot of heat. I think it's 7 megajoules per hour. Runs off of just a standard 9-kilo bottle, and that thing runs all winter on a 9-kilo bottle. The other alternative you can use is you can buy these things, and these are little butane heaters. Now, the thing you've got to be careful with is, because these are just disposable cans, right? They've got this little like a little notch into them that fits into there, and then you latch it in. You push the latch key down and you can turn it on. And they've got like a safety valve in them. But the biggest problem is these things are butane, and butane in winter tends to freeze up. These cans will freeze up very, very quickly. These things draw so much gas that they actually freeze the bottle. So I sleep with 2 of those, full new ones, under my pillow. And then by morning time, I can just take them out and use them. Because I've kept the can warm all night, I can just put it straight into the butane heater, and these things will run, they just purrs like a kitten. This one's actually tiltable. You can tilt it and actually use it as a stove. We don't use that. We use this in the bathroom, in the shower room. The thing you've got to be very, very careful with when you're running LPG or butanes is that you've got to have enough airflow. You can't use them in enclosed spaces. But we're very, very lucky, because we leave this door open here, because I'm in the caravan at the moment, but we normally sit the heater here and just crack the door open. So we've not only got the air that's in this area, plus, I mean, it's a garden shed. I mean, it leaks like a bloody sieve, to be honest with you. So there's plenty of airflow. But if you're using it in an enclosed space, you've got to be very careful of carbon monoxide poisoning, because those things will kill you. And you don't even know that you're dead, because you'll go to sleep and you just won't wake up, because that's called carbon monoxide poisoning. And that's the two setbacks to these things. But again, we're lucky. We've got plenty of ventilation coming through our back shed to our caravan. But our caravan also has this vent in it. And it's right down here. And you can see the vent right there. And what that does is it allows the airflow to be able to come into the caravan. So we've got no problem at all with airflow, and that way we don't sort of pass out from carbon monoxide poisoning. So that's the most amount of heat. That thing is absolute magic. Auto ignition too. It's got batteries in the back of it, D cells, and you just push the button and it starts. And that thing is a godsend. It was -1 last night, but inside the caravan was comfortable 20 degrees. We used that one in the shower shed, but again, the shower shed's got plenty of ventilation. So that's the two dangers that you've got to watch when you're using butane and LPG indoors. We're very lucky in this caravan. We have behind that sink down there, mounted permanently, is a carbon monoxide level detector. And if the carbon monoxide levels get too high, it'll scream its head off. You know, like these fire alarms? We have a fire alarm in here too. This is an ionic type, so that it doesn't detect too much of the smoke coming off of our barbecues and stuff. They're very, very sensitive, but this is an ionic one. They work slightly differently. But that's about 130 decibels. That thing will wake you up, believe you me. And down the back of the sink down there is a carbon monoxide level, and it's hardwired into the 12 volts. So if the carbon monoxide levels get too high, that thing will scream its head off and it will wake you up. Because we've got a pilot light on our gas fridge, because we can run that on 12 volts, 240 or gas, and we tend to run it on gas because we've got the gas cooked up. Same thing, you've got to watch it because it's got a pilot light in the back of it and it's continuously burning. But we've actually vented ours. You see our exhaust actually comes up through behind the sink and then goes out the wall and up there. So we're venting all of our gases outside. But I just thought I'd mention that there's different ways. If you've got sore muscles, bad backs, the 12 volts electric blankets are so cheap now. When I bought my first one off of a company called Kickass, Kickass, and they have some wonderful products. But this is Mark's one. My one's already on my bed, and it just plugs straight into the power socket over there, into the 12 volt socket over there. And he got his from Kmart. I think he paid about $45 for it. Wasn't much. But you just plug it in. They run for 45 minutes, and then they switch off. And that gives your batteries a chance to recover, and then you can switch them back on again. That way it doesn't you don't fall asleep with it on, and it doesn't draw all the power out of your batteries and flatten them. But these little rechargeable units, these things are absolute magic. I mean, I put that on my back and I can go out there and work and I don't get that lower back pain because mine's like in T4 and T5 down in the bottom of my back. Just injuries from working in industry for many years. Charge it up with a C-type charger, same way you use your phone. There you go. That's 4 different ways of keeping warm in winter. Of course, the best way is an open fire, but you can't bring that inside, can you? So there's 4 alternate methods that we use for keeping warm and also keeping the heat into my back so I can keep moving in winter, because I tend to stiffen a lot in winter because of the pain in my lower back. But these things I've got them everywhere. I bought about 5 of them now. I've got a couple of them at home. I've got one living in the car. They take about 50 minutes to recharge and run for about 45 minutes. They must have a rather large lithium battery, and I'd say it's probably an 18650 that's in there. And the capacity of those is really good, and about 45 minutes. So there you go, guys. 4 different methods of keeping warm in winter when you're off-grid and don't have electricity for a fan heater. It's Andy here from signing out from Aussie Homesteads, and I'll catch you up on the next one.